football. We're here on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
And a good Monday, everybody. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. I'm Chase McCabe here in the Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical Studios. Big Joe, still in parts unknown. He'll be back in here tomorrow, I think. Nick Frazier, Dr. Crane on the ones and twos. JoJo, what's up?
What's happening, man? Big win, excited. As we said last week, the one thing we wanted more than anything else was for Will Levis to come out and be so successful so we won't have to talk about a quarterback for 10 to 12 years. So I know I'm jumping the gun a little bit, but we got what we wanted for. What a great win. What a great day for Titans fans.
I know I walked in here during the transition between Robbie and Rexroad and our show, and they said, man, the text line and the phone line has been blowing up today. Got a new quarterback. People want to talk about it, so we'll continue that. 615-737-1025. That's our phone and text line driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. We definitely want to hear from you. And, Joe, we'll throw our question of the day out that we'll take throughout the show as we break down this game and we talk about this game. Now that Will Levis joins Fran Tarkenton and Marcus Mariota as quarterbacks to throw 4 touchdowns in their debut, only 3 times that's happened in the NFL, we got to give him a nickname. So that's our question of the day. What is Will Levis' new nickname?
Yeah, we're jumping the gun. We're not only on the bandwagon right now, but we're driving the bandwagon.
We're trendsetters. That's what we are.
And I am driving it. You're throwing beads out to the fans. We're having a party. We're celebrating. And we're going to see our listeners are so creative. And that's why I said, let's have an early nickname for Levis. Just let us know what it is. An early nickname, not what's to stick with him forever, just an early nickname. And we can laugh about it and have a good time. Because, again, our listeners are just wonderful being so creative with things like this. So this will be fun.
Oh, it will be. It will be for sure. So – And I've already seen a text message. Skylar says, go ahead and bring Junie and Adam from Portland on full time. They're the only 2 people that have been preaching to start Levis and or any other quarterback besides Tannehill. Here we go. Go ahead and start this stuff. Now, look, I did enjoy, and I had a little fun on Twitter yesterday too. You won Twitter. You've won Twitter for the year. People that tried to do the same tweet an hour later and take credit for it, shame on you. But you know who you are. But you had the one of Tannehill in the tent looking out, which I think was from the Chargers game last year. But
it was.
But you had you tweeted that out and like him watching Levis. And I was sitting in the stands at Nissan Stadium crying because I was laughing so hard.
I had that one ready to go because like Junie and Adam of Portland, we as well thought, given the chance, why could he not be successful? So we're a little bit credit for that. So I had that one ready. I had the picture saved. So when he threw the pass to Hopkins, I was like, here we go. And then boom, it was easy to send that tweet out.
Yeah. Well, look, he was fantastic. I mean, can you break down the film and find a few holes in his game and things he needs to work on? Sure. And that's the coach's job. And look, Mike Tomlin's going to do that on a short week to prepare for Thursday night. But, considering what he was asked to do, 19 of 29, 238, 4 touchdowns, you will take that all day long. And the Titans get the win against former offensive coordinator Arthur Smith. I'm sorry, the Oilers got the win. 28-23, and I don't know if you probably didn't see this because you were watching on TV, but watching in the because CBS cut away from it. That last touchdown to Nick Westbrook-Akine, he was wearing white shoes and he did the dance, and I was very, very impressed by that. So nice. I tweeted Nick White Shoes Westbrook-Akine as he did the nod because Billy White Shoes Johnson was the legend of the game. So he had the microphone and he did the dance and everything going into the fourth quarter. So it was really cool.
That's perfect. That is was it that same end zone where NWI caught the okay.
Yeah,
perfect.
It was the same end zone. So, and, it was homecoming weekend, and they had all the Oilers and Titans legends there. So Jeff Fisher, he was in the house. He was like, Joe, where's Joe? I got to find Big Joe. But he was there. And look, next year, 2024, Titans homecoming weekend will be great when Ryan Tannehill comes back. So that'll
Oh,
probably be when they bring him back.
oh
Sorry, I had to.
goodness.
Look,
Oh.
it's one game, and I'm not going to sit here and be the pump the brakes guy and but it's a great debut. They just got to build on it. And Vrabel, I think, was he praised him. He was like, he did what we asked him to do. He even talked about there were a couple opportunities we wish we were able to give him that he didn't have yesterday. I heard I think it was a caller on Robbie and Rex Road about 45 minutes ago that I thought made a really, really good point, and that was the throw he made, like one of the first throws he made to Burks, that it was a great defense and Burks ended up dropping it. He put that in a bucket. Like just
he did. Yeah.
the arm strength and then the accuracy. I mean, he was dropping dimes yesterday.
Yeah.
And,
It was a good pass. He floated it up there and it came straight down. That was a good pass.
Yeah. So, I mean, if he can do that, and again, it's one game and you're asking, now that the league's got film and all of that, but if he can do that and put together games like that, then yeah, the Titans have found their guy.
Yeah, I totally agree. And they're going to get you. Like, I'll look at the stat right now. Mike Tomlin, this is from a couple years ago, is 22-4 against rookie quarterbacks. So it's it's not going to be the other way around because it's a rookie quarterback. But still, Tomlin's going to come after Levis on Thursday night, mind you. But just work about what we had yesterday, what the Titans had, and how good he was, and how precise he was, and how they rallied around him. And later on, we'll give out 2 game balls for the team for today, which means nothing to anybody but myself. But they're 2 well-deserving game balls, not to Will Levis, and I'll tell you later what they were. Let me ask you this: I didn't hear the press conference. Did Vrabel get asked why he did put Malik Willis in the game on that opening drive and what his thoughts behind that were? Because I was so mad. I sent Amy Adams a note and I said, you need to dock Mike 1 game check for that stupid play to put Will Levis in on that opening drive.
Yes, he did address it a little bit. It was question 4, if we want to get that audio there, Nick. But he did, and I will. Here was Vrabel when he was asked about it.
Make it plain to use alternate the quarterback.
Yeah, we did, and then obviously, unfortunately, we just bad snap, got to catch the ball, get on it. Like any one of those 3 things have to happen. So just stayed away from it.
Yeah, basically, I took that as it was a bad idea, and we got away from it. That's kind of how I took that, because he was trying to move on from it, and then the next question was, were you happy with his effort to recover the ball? And he said, I'm not going to comment on his effort other than that to say we want to make sure that we just recover it instead of picking the ball up. I didn't have the same view you had, but we want to make sure we just get on the ball and recover it. And they didn't do that. And I will say this. I when he came back in, when they brought him in for that second play, I know the players have come to the aid of Malik Willis, and a lot of people have talked about this. The fans were booing. Yeah, and I mean there's
what?
Oh, he got booed bad. He got booed.
That's terrible.
He got booed really bad. And my thing is, because I was there, it's not that they were necessarily booing Malik Willis. They were booing the decision to put Malik Willis back in, which by default means they were booing Malik Willis. But like Levis's first question, like, hey, how did it feel to get the win? He said, hey, I didn't appreciate the fans booing Malik, and Derrick Henry talked about it, D-Hop talked about it, and all that. I mean, and rightfully so. Like, it's not Malik's fault. It was stupid to go in there thinking that you were going to do this whole alternate quarterbacks thing and play with 2 quarterbacks. That was dumb from the beginning. And, like, I wonder if somebody paid, Aaron Brewer. We were just talking about this with Robbie and Joe. Did somebody pay Aaron Brewer to give the high snap so they didn't have to do this anymore? I'm obviously kidding, but
right.
But like, hey, I'm just gonna snap this over his head, then we don't have to worry about this anymore. But
man.
But yeah, no, look, it was a dumb move. I'm glad they got away from it. They put him back in for one more play, and I think he ran for 4 yards or whatever. But once you started seeing Will Levis get into a rhythm, don't mess with it. And I said, I was screaming that. I'm like, stop. Like, what do you do? Just let him go. Let him play. And I thought early in the game they were too conservative with him. And then they finally, let him loose, and he started throwing it downfield. And it's like, you got a rookie quarterback. You traded up to get him. Let her rip, Tater Chip. Go see what you got. And they finally started doing that, and they won the ball game.
Well, and then they got a win. Everybody's happy and feeling good. And we've now fully jumped on the Will Levis bandwagon, like we said last week. And that was the thing. It's like, is it going to be Willis to be Levis? And I was like, what if he goes out there and plays fantastic? We don't know until he does. And then great game plan, except for the bonehead decision to put Willis in for that. What got me mad about that, Chase, is when he came in, I could see it kind of, because they're doing okay. It was only 2 plays, whatever. But in the back of your mind is Will Levis going to think, all right, well, if I throw a bad pass, are they going to take me out? I mean, what's good? So I thought it was kind of messing with him a little bit and didn't want to do that. And then now it's not a problem or concern anymore. Just go for it.
Andrew says, guaranteed Vrabel is sitting in his office now drawing up more plays that might work for Malik. So happy the Boo Birds showed up after literally everyone else knew it was a stupid idea. And then he says, wrong, man, I was booing Malik and Vrabel. That's fine. I mean, you're entitled to your opinion, but –
So, all right, so we're going to go to the break, and I want response to this. Here's, if I am Rand Carthon today, you know what I do today, Chase McCabe? And I want to see the reaction from people listening today. I go out today, and I trade DeAndre Hopkins, and I'll tell you why after the break.
I'll tell you why you're an idiot after the break.
Okay.
How about that?
I love it.
How about that? This is about to get good. We want your calls, your texts. Tim, Michael, hang on the line with us. We got a ton of texts to get to. Titans win yesterday, 615-737-1025. It's Chase and Big Joe, 1025-1063 The Game.
Are you always on the go? We've got you covered. Download the Game Nashville app from your app store and listen to us wherever you are.
Robbie Stanley, Joe Rexroad.
It's Chase McCabe.
Caroline, Willie, D-Mace.
Dominic Cavity.
We are Nashville's best sports talk.
Good station. I listen to it all the time.
1025 and 1063 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Hey guys, it's Mike from Newton Chevrolet GMC in Shelbyville. It's finally football season in Tennessee, which means sweaters, tailgates, and pumpkin spice lattes. Wait, it's still almost 90 degrees outside. Where's the fall weather? I guess we'll just have to keep waiting and sweating it out, even at football games for now. But don't wait on cooler temps to commit to making sure your car's running smoothly, even if you're still running the AC. It might be time to check the oil, all the fluid levels, and just a basic once-over to make sure that when the weather finally does cool off, you won't be left out in the cold, literally or figuratively. Let our service center give you peace of mind and offer you great savings while you're at it. Save on basic services like tire rotations, fluid services, and brake checkups with up to $25 in savings this month at Newton Chevrolet GMC. Just a short drive away from Murfreesboro. Visit NewtonChevroletGMC.com to schedule a fall service checkup today. That's NewtonChevroletGMC.com.
This is Chris Sanders, former wide receiver for the Tennessee Titans. In football, sometimes we add new plays to the playbook to prepare for our next opponent. That's what boosters do to our immune system. They keep us game ready and our bodies healthy. I chose to get boosted and stay prepared and game ready. Make sure you're up to date on your shots. Talk to your doctor. Find out if you need to get boosted and make the decision about your health. Gear up, Tennessee. Go to vaccines.gov to find out where you can get boosted today.
Country music singer-songwriter Kylie Morgan loves her ring from Genesis Diamonds.
I wanted something simple and with the stone that I loved, and that's exactly what he got. And then we dressed it up a little bit with the wedding bands, got a little firework action looking around it, and he definitely killed it when it came to choosing the ring.
Kylie's then-fiancé Jay did a lot of research, but chose Genesis because of the reputation, the quality, the personal service, and of course, the value.
Any man can walk through that door and know that, he's not going to be upsold or pressured to buy anything.
Kylie ended up writing a collection of songs about her bridal experience, including the viral sensation Bridesmaids.
I had at least 1,000 DMs asking from future brides where I got my ring, who I worked with because of the viral song. I think everyone kind of just looked at me as the person to ask.
And Kylie's advice to all those girls?
Go to Genesis. It's been a great experience, and they'll take care of you.
Genesis Diamonds, Green Hills, and Cool Springs.
Hey home buyers, TJ Anderson here with More Great Homes. Located just steps from the Whitebridge Shopping and Dining District of Nashville's Hillwood neighborhood, 80 Brookwood Terrace offers 2 homes with over 4,300 square feet, 5 bedrooms, 4.5 baths, formal office, media room, a 2-car garage, and a 1-year builder warranty. Contact my team today at tjandersonhomes.com for more info. Want your home listing to be seen and heard by home buyers? Google TJ Anderson Homes and see why we are referred by clients so often. TJ Anderson Homes at Benchmark Realty, office number 615-432-2919.
All the big plays.
Rebound, fly out in front, and Saros covers it up.
All the big stories.
Andrew Burnett reportedly hired as the next head coach of the Predators.
All in one place. We are Nashville's best sports talk. 102.5 and 106.3.
Checkered flag is in the air.
Comparing goalies to running backs.
46-27 Vanderbilt.
Does this group of players need one?
The Game and the Game Nashville app. This is the Chase and Big Joe Show, brought to you by Regal Realty Group.
Coach, didn't you say at the beginning of the season that we should be really fat? No, I said fast. Oh, damn!
On 102.5 and 106.3, The Game and the Game Nashville app.
People weren't interested in you in free agency. Do you think that you maybe answered them back today, shut them up?
Nah, I really don't care about too much, what goes on outside of what I can control. I trust God my whole life. For me to be in the NFL playing football, I'm thankful. So, I really don't care about what goes on. I'm grateful to be here. I'm just thankful that I'm playing football today.
That was nice piano behind D-Hop. That was well done there, Nick Frazier. Chase and Big Joe, presented by Regal Realty Group, here 102.5, 106.3, The Game. Taking your calls, your text, 615-737-1025. Titans win 28-23. Will Levis makes his debut and gets the win yesterday. 4 touchdowns, 3 of those to DeAndre Hopkins. Do you want to get to the phones first, or do you want to give me your take here on DeAndre Hopkins?
All right, so DeAndre Hopkins, a lot of questions. You heard the question, about in the preseason, nobody wanted you a free agent. He's having an all-pro year, a fantastic year. Trade him and get his. If somebody called Rand Carthon, the Seahawks, and said, we'll give you 2 number 1s and a number 7, some outlandish, not crazy deal, but maybe a number 1 and a number 4 next year. Do you not take that? Because you getting stuff back.
If you're getting a number, okay, sure. If you're getting a number 1, but nobody's going to give you that.
Well, you see how he's playing. If I'm a GM, I'm thinking, holy cow! On that team, DeAndre Hopkins is doing that. I want him. Let's get him. He can take us to the next level. What he did yesterday with a rookie quarterback and that terrible offensive line and that idiotic coach who puts in a quarterback on the 3rd play of the game. Hopkins is an all-pro. I would trade him. I'd get what I could. If I'm another GM, another team, I'm thinking, that's what I need. That's my thinking about that.
Okay, so I'm going to take the opposite. I'm standing pat. I'm not doing anything. If I'm Rand Carthon and if I'm Mike Vrabel, I'm walking into Rand's office and going, if you answer the phone, I'm going to knock it out of your hand. Just leave it alone. Because, and here's why. Do you know why Will Levis was so successful yesterday? Because they did 2 things. They ran the football with Derrick Henry and established that, and so that opened up the play action. We've talked about that time and time again. He ran the ball 22 times. Whenever he carries it 20 or more times, the Titans win. It's a proven fact at this point. So don't trade Henry because the run game continues to work, and that took pressure off of Levis. And then you got the first-round pick from a few years ago, or from last year, in Treylon Burks that can't catch the football. Chikakonko can't catch the football. I mean, Nick Westbrook-Akine is fine. You got Chris Moore that had his 1 catch of the day taken away because of a penalty. And so who's going to catch the ball? I mean, DeAndre Hopkins is your most productive wide receiver, and for a rookie quarterback, that is huge. I understand that you have to look ahead to the future. I do. I get that. But at the same time, I think you have to give Levis some weapons to work with that are ultimately going to help him develop and help his confidence. So that's why I wouldn't trade either one of them.
Okay.
So, I mean, and a lot of people have that same opinion you do. I mean, even after yesterday, there's a lot of people that are like, nah, I'd still sell off. But I don't know. I wouldn't. I would keep Henry. I would keep Hopkins. I'm still.
So you think this team could make a deep run in the playoffs?
Not necessarily. I mean, not necessarily. I don't know. Not necessarily. No, but I still think that they're in a position that they could win the division. The division's still not good. I mean, Jacksonville's looking better. I'll give them that. But
I think if Rand Carthon could pull off a half of a Herschel Walker trade back, what happened in '88, and get so much back for it, I think that it would be a well done. Again, it's all hypotheticals and all that, but I'm saying strike while the iron's hot with him and get as much as you can back.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're entitled to your opinion, but a lot of people want to weigh in. So let's go to the phone, 615-737-1025. Tim has a nickname for Will Levis. Tim, welcome in.
First-time caller.
Welcome.
I think Chill Will would be a good one.
Woo!
Chill Will? I like that. All right, thanks for the call. Appreciate it, Tim.
Thanks. Yeah, that's not bad.
Short and sweet. I like that. Chill Will. Now, Rex Road quoted in one of his articles that a caller from their show, because you know how like whenever you type Will Levis in your phone, it autocorrects to Levi's?
Yep.
Billy Jeans.
I like it.
That's a good one.
Right?
That is a good one.
Michael wants to weigh in on Will Levis. Michael, what's up?
Hey, guys. Thanks for taking my call. I think the biggest winner from yesterday, outside of just the franchise in general, was actually Derrick Henry, because now teams got to respect that Will Levis can throw those deep balls, and that's going to open up Derrick to be able to look like the old Derrick Henry now. Because I didn't really see much safety help back there yesterday, and that's what allowed Levis to really be successful all day back there. So now they're going to have to make sure that they're not just leaving all these corners on an island, which means safeties are going to have to be brought back into coverage, which opens up the run game, and that's just complementary football. And I think that Derrick's going to have a much better second half of the year now that we know that Will Levis can drop those bombs like he did yesterday.
Yeah, good call. Appreciate it, Michael.
Great call.
Great
call.
Look, I mean that just makes my point for me, because and I heard the morning show talking about that too. I mean, if the Steelers put two high safeties to try and take Hopkins away, then Derrick Henry's going to have a field day.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to go, all right, cool. I'll run for $150 on you and 4 touchdowns. Like, fine. So that's how I look at it, Joe. Of like, I get it. If somebody calls and they're offering just a stupid trade that's 2 firsts, then yeah, you can't say no to that. But I don't see that happening. I don't think this is going to be a very active trade deadline. I mean, we've seen obviously some moves already, but even though Minnesota's now desperate, they need a quarterback. I don't think the Titans are going to move Tannehill. I wouldn't. I mean, again, unless you're just like, hey, yesterday was great, but ultimately we're not very good and we're going to continue to sell off and tank, then you've made that decision already, I would think. I don't, because the way Vrabel said it last week was that yesterday's game was going to have no bearing on what they do. So if that's the case, they've already made their mind up. But then the report came out over the weekend that they informed Derrick Henry they weren't going to trade him. So, I think that they're going to end up standing pat and see what they have with this, and then address it all in the offseason. And
yeah, if you've told them that you're not going to do it, that's fine. I just, there's always, everybody's got a value, everybody's got a price. And I mean, what's the price for Hopkins? What's the floor? What's the ceiling? I mean, you always got to look ahead. So, and you're right. I mean, Levis probably would have not had that great a day if not for Hopkins. But now, if I'm a GM, another team, I said, I need that one piece. Remember the Rams sold their soul in 21 to get the Super Bowl, trying to bring everybody in and different things. And now they're paying the price for it. But if I'm a GM and like maybe the Bills or I don't know, the Seahawks or something, you see that like, all right, why don't we do this and pull the plug? So if I think he needs to, Vrabel runs the team. Vrabel needs to listen to not like shut the phone off. He needs to listen to what people are could be offering for Hopkins.
And he very well might, but I don't think anything's going to happen. Texter says, is Treylon Burks going to have a single good game this year? wore his jersey yesterday for a whopping 0-catch performance. I am concerned. I am concerned about Treylon Burks. I am concerned about Chig Okonkwo because Chig Okonkwo too many times, and Burks too. I mean, they get hit right in the freaking hands and they can't catch the ball. They look like me trying to catch the ball. I'm not supposed to catch the ball. I don't have an athletic bone in my body. Nobody expects me to catch the ball. Those two guys, I expect them to catch the ball. That is what they are paid to do, and they don't.
Yeah.
And it concerns
that's the thing
me.
is that, in the offseason, Okonkwo learned how not to catch a football. He worked out, did all the good things. Now he doesn't know how to catch a football. And Burks the same way. I mean, it's just, right? You know when somebody, you see a flash, a little something here and there, but we haven't seen that many flashes from Burks to realize that he's going to be anything besides probably a number 3 or 4 receiver in this league. It was a frantic pick in 2022. You had to do something because you lost A.J. Brown. That's all it was.
All right, a couple of nicknames. Will, the real deal, Levis. All right, we got a real deal in there. Mayo Maestro, that from Benjamin.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Another, Will says Mayo. Another one. So Billy Jean's getting some other ones. El Quattro.
You got one, Chase? What is it?
El Quattro. This is on the text line. That's a good one for the 4 touchdowns.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I like it.
I like that.
I'm going with the Nutmegger.
The Nutmegger?
The Nutmegger. You know what a Nutmegger is?
I have no idea.
It's Will Levis is from Connecticut. So they call a person from the state of Connecticut a Nutmegger. So he's the Nutmegger.
Okay. Rob says, obviously the 2-quarterback game plan really kept the Falcons off balance. Vrabel is playing chess while Arthur Smith is playing checkers. Rob, I appreciate the text. I'm not giving Mike Vrabel that much credit for that. I'm just not. Art's a smart guy. I mean, come on. I don't think that did anything. I think the Falcons would be in a much better position if they didn't have Desmond Ridder at quarterback. I just don't think Desmond Ridder is a starting quarterback in the NFL. Like the offense looked better when Heineke came in. So right. I'm wondering if they run with him moving forward. 615-737-1025. Usually we're joined by Brett Kern at 9:30 on Mondays. He's a little under the weather today, which is a bummer because he was he was the 12th Titan yesterday. Got to do the sword and everything. So
right. Let me, Chase, when we come back, I got 2 game balls I want to give out, which you think you're like, once you hear the game balls I want to give out, you're kind of like, what? But you'll understand.
Okay, we'll do that coming up next. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
One is a legendary NFL wide receiver. I gotta be prepared. I have to be ready. One is a legendary Nashville voice.
You don't have to rely on carrying the ball 250 to 300 times.
And the other has been a legendary trash talker on the playground since the 4th grade.
Nobody is a Pro Bowler on day 1 of rookie minicamp.
They are Caroline, Willie, and D-Mace. Weekdays at 11 on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Get Black Friday deals earlier than ever at Electronic Express. Get the gifts you want and save up to 40% throughout the entire store. Beat the crowds and save on hundreds of 4K TVs, appliances, computers, and more. Plus, get up to 36 months free financing on items like an LG 86-inch 4K TV, now only $9.99. Or a Samsung laundry pair, only $5.99 each. Black Friday deals are here at Electronic Express. We make it happen.
Hal Gill here for my good friends at Dunkin'. I get my Dunks every morning. I grew up with Dunkin' in Boston, and it's been my favorite ever since. Fall in love with Dunkin's pumpkin coffee, lattes, muffins, and donuts. Made with their signature high-quality coffee, each sip and bite is sure to delight. Perfect for those cool autumn mornings or as a sweet treat any time of day. You won't be able to resist the delicious pumpkin flavor. Get pumped for pumpkin. Stop by Dunkin' today.
Need cash for the holidays or want to be credit card debt-free for the new year? Call Loan Pronto today. Their Express Equity line of credit could get you $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 in as little as 5 days. Willie Donick here. Listen up. You've got a ton of equity in your home, and Loan Pronto can help turn that equity into cash to put it to use. You can access up to 95% of your home's value. Use the money to pay off all your credit cards or pay off personal loans. Start the home improvement project you've been looking for. You can get the money you need now and still keep your primary mortgage intact, so your 3% rate is protected. Call right now, 615-499-5780. Get the holiday cash you need or pay off all those credit cards. 615-499-5780 or go online at loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 166-1781, subject to lender approval.
Hey there, are you seeking relief? Perhaps you would just like to enhance your day or night. Did you know there are legal THC products available right here in Tennessee? I'm serious. You can have legal THC products shipped to the comfort of your home. Yup, Comfort in Cannabis is only one website away. Visit greentreescompany.com. Green Trees with a Z.
With your choice of select sandwich, nugs, fries, and a drink, Wendy's $5 Biggie Bag is your go-to. Your nugget wingman. Your hot and crispy fry co-pilot.
Just like us. We're like the Bag Boys.
What?
Bag Boys, what you gonna do? What you gonna do when we bring your food?
For a deal you can count on, bet on Biggie and choose wisely. Choose Wendy's.
Bag Boys.
U.S. price and participation may vary. Includes choice of JVC or crispy chicken sandwich with 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and small soft drink. Third-party delivery pricing may be higher.
Hey, we love to hear from you. Give us a call on the phone line, sponsored by Wilson County Hyundai.
Yes, I'm looking for a friend of mine. Last name Jazz, first name Hugh.
615-737-1025.
Hugh Jazz.
Chase and Big Joe are on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game. He breaks down every game.
The players are still going to be fine.
And knows the ins and outs of the two-tone blue.
They deal with their own position coaches.
He is ESPN NFL Nation Titans reporter Teron Davenport.
It's clear what he's doing.
TD joins every Monday at 1, Thursdays at 3, Friday mornings at 8, and anytime on the Talkin' with TD podcast.
I think that's really cool how he could show both sides.
TD is on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
You always hope and dream for an NFL debut like this, but do you even find yourself, you look back at the numbers and so forth, going, wow?
I mean, this is a dream come true for sure. But I mean, we have what time is it right now? Yeah, I got 12 minutes to celebrate it before we're on to Pittsburgh, as Vrabel said. So, but I mean, like you said, I've been dreaming of this moment as a kid my entire life, even just to touch the field in an NFL game, let alone get a win. Is incredible.
That was Will Levis yesterday after his NFL debut. 4 touchdowns in the 28-23 win. 615-737-1025. That is our phone and text line, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. NFL pregame this week. Chris Sanders, Derek Mason, Jared Stillman, they'll be at Twin Peaks in Cool Springs this Thursday from 5 to 7 for the NFL pregame before the Thursday night game. They'll break down the Titans' Week 9 matchup against the Steelers and give you the latest updates before the game. NFL pregame is presented by Parman Tractor and Equipment and the Beast Unleashed. Chase and Big Joe with you on this Monday. A lot of people weighing in just on the Titans overall and what you said. I mean, there's some people that said, yeah, trade Tannehill. My whole reason for that is, one, he's hurt. You're not going to get that much for him. I mean, the Vikings could be desperate, sure, but he's not going to be available for them for a week or two. And, I mean, if you do feel like you got something here with Will Levis and it'll revitalize the season, we don't know. They don't know. But what if? Then wouldn't you want to hang on to Tannehill in case something does happen and then you have a better backup than Willis?
What's wrong with Malik Willis, man? What's going on there? No, I get it. And there's a lot of decisions that have to be made. The problem is, Chase, it got to be made in the next 48 hours. Well, whenever, what's the deadline? Wednesday? Today?
Tomorrow afternoon.
So you have to make those decisions in 24 hours and see, you always try to better your team somehow, some way. And if you get some amazing draft capital back, you do it. Let some other guys kind of step up. I don't know. I'm glad I'm not a GM.
Yeah, for sure. All right, you had something, your game balls that you were going to throw out there.
All right, my first game ball I want to give out, and this is kind of crazy. It's to the fan base of the Tennessee Titans. You guys showed up yesterday, from all accounts. I was not there, just third-person party accounts telling me loud, enthusiastic, wonderful, energetic. I think the fan base deserves a game ball because the last 2 weeks, this fan base has stuck by this team, right? After what happened in London, you're 2-4, you're not feeling good, you trade Bayard, you're unhappy, but they stood by the team and they were loud yesterday. Am I wrong on this?
I thought it was a good crowd yesterday. Yeah. I thought it was good. I was on the club level on the visiting side. So
Fancy.
I kind of looked there were some seats available in the upper deck on my side that from what I could see. But I mean, the lower bowl looked full. Lots of blue, lots of Oiler blue.
Fancy. Did you have Grey Poupon, Chase? Did you do a little sweet?
Did, yeah. I had a little champagne, just delivered to me. Some hors d'oeuvres.
Did you look down upon the Preston Pins of the world and think, I'm so glad I'm not one of you?
No, because he tried to take a selfie with me, and it was really awkward. So,
all right, my second game ball is to the big brother, and that's the Titans front seven. Every time the Falcons tried to come back and I know they gave up a little ground, but they terrorized the Falcons. 6 sacks yesterday. Oh. They terrorized that front seven, and it's interchangeable. I don't care who it is, but the 7 that get in there, they just terrorized the Falcons yesterday. If they play like that the rest of the year, this team's got a good chance of getting to the playoffs. And they were great. So my game ball fan base for sticking with this team, and the front 7 on defense, the big brother. Like, you go to the playground, you get beat up by the older kids, you go home, who do you call? You call your big brother. What does he do? He comes down and he just takes numbers and whips ass. And so that's what happened yesterday. And so those are the 2 game balls.
If I am Desmond Ridder, I woke up in the middle of the night in a cold sweat screaming because I'm sure he kept seeing Jeffrey Simmons in his dreams because like Simmons had 2 sacks yesterday. He caused probably 3 more. I mean, he was all over the place, right in the grill of the quarterback. I mean, you say this all the time, the pressure, that's almost the most important stat. Harold Landry had a 2-sack day, that was great to see because, quite frankly, he hasn't been very good this year, or not to the standard that we expect him to be. But and then you had Gibbons get in there for a sack, and then Danico Autry as well for 6 total. But I agree, that front 7, they were nasty yesterday, and it started with Big 98. That's why you pay him that money.
Oh, I totally agree. And so watching that and watching what he did and how he came back and that front 7 battled and the Falcons trying to come down the field, got to give credit. That's what a football team does. I mean, everything's got to work in sync, and it worked in sync yesterday for the Titans/Oilers.
I agree. And I mean, it looked like at times with, running the football with Henry and then the defense doing their thing, it looked like those Oilers teams of the Love You Blue days. And even before that, but like running the ball with Earl Campbell and a stifling defense. And that was the game plan. Now, again, I want to see that on a short week against a Steelers team that, they're still kind of finding their way. They're, coming off a loss yesterday. They're going to obviously be out for blood. And the Titans historically do not play well in Pittsburgh. So that's one thing that concerns me a little bit. But, how does Will Levis prepare on a short week? I mean, it's Jeremy Fowler from ESPN's reporting this morning that sources are telling him that Levis will start again. Oh, big surprise. Really shocked by that. Good stuff. But, because I didn't think that Tannehill was going to be available on a short week, and I wouldn't go back to him right now anyway. I mean, I let him get healthy and then figure it out. Let's see Levis in back-to-back games, especially on a short week. I think that'll be a good way to evaluate him.
Oh, I totally agree. And that's the thing is like, you know what? Right back to the fire. Go play Pittsburgh, not having the greatest year. And you're right. The Titans have played terrible up there. Well, just go back and see what happens. And I like what Levis said. Look, I got, 12 minutes to celebrate this, and I'll get to work. And again, we go back and Mike Vrabel's mind of how a good quarterback works is Tom Brady. He saw Tom Brady prepare every day for 8 years. He was with him. He practiced the 2-minute drill, all that stuff. He saw Brady work. So if my head coach's level for quarterback is Tom Brady, and that's what you got to strive for, that's pretty darn good, man.
Yeah, well, I think that's a good thing and a bad thing because you're not going to find, there's one Tom Brady. And I hear what you're saying, that you know, he knows what excellence looks like. That's very, very true. But I hope he also knows that you're not going to replicate that. You can hopefully get close and find really, really good, but the chances of you finding that kind of excellence, it's just not going to happen. And so another texter says, watching Will Levis for about 30 seconds makes me wonder why in the world the Titans have been hiding him from us. He should have been the backup all along. We may have won in London. Either way, it's clear Malik is not a backup in this league. Do we really think that they were hiding him?
But I don't want him to get hurt behind that offensive line.
Yeah.
I don't want him to get hurt. And he missed preseason.
That's the reason. I mean, like, he got hurt in the preseason, and so, you know, I don't buy that. I mean, like, I thought Malik Willis played well enough in the preseason to deserve to be the backup at the point in time that he was the backup. Did I ever expect him to be the one that could go into a game and win them games? No. But could he be a backup and stand on the sideline as long as Tannehill was healthy? Sure. But once Tannehill got hurt, then it's like, okay, yeah, let's see what we got, Nate. You know, let's put this experiment aside and let's see what the kid can do. And they did.
I totally agree. And now they've got a quarterback that can grow with. Look, it's not going to be all wine and roses every single game that they're going to go with him. He's going to have some. I mean, Joe Montana, one of the great Marine. They all get bad games. So just, you know, take what we got on Sunday. You love it, and then move forward and go from there and do that. Also, I want to tell you, all right, so they go and play. You talk about the Titans go play the Steelers on Thursday night, right? And they've had some crazy games. One of the craziest games ever was between these two teams. I'll tell you what, a game that happened up there between these two franchises set the tone for what we see now in the National Football League. And I'll explain it to you when we come back.
You're just the tease master today, aren't you?
Oh, that's what. Never mind.
Jason Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
Hey, it's Jared from my friends at Hiller. If you have some things around your home that you've been putting off fixing, like your regular HVAC maintenance or a clogged bathroom drain, Hiller has some big discounts this month. When the temperature drops and you start using your heater for the first time, you do not want to be dealing with breakdown issues, and this month, Hiller is offering half off HVAC tune-up. And Hiller is bringing back their $99 drain cleaning special. These deals only last this month, so be sure to call today. That's Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, proud supporters of the Preds of Falls and Vandy. Hiller, call the Happy Face Truck today.
Attorney Joe Cordell.
Business owners and professionals face special challenges in divorce court. In addition to everything else going on, they have to contend with allegations that they are earning more than they are, coupled with claims on their business or practice itself. Clients with assets depend on their divorce lawyer's skills in these matters, and that's why it's so important to hire someone that has those skills.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Nashville area attorneys. 810 Crescent Center Drive, Suite 160, Franklin, Tennessee, 37067.
Thanks, Mom. Thanks, Dad.
No problem, sweetie.
I can't believe you're able to fit everything in that little sedan.
When they move out, you can move on to a house that fits your life. It's time to live in a space that fits your family.
Let Regal Realty Group get you into a home that is less to take care of. Save money or even make money on the sale of your current home. Get more info at regalrg.com.
Get ready to elevate your game day experience. Titans fans, it's all happening at Mimo Bar on Titans Terrace. Just a short walk from the bridge at First and Demonbreun. They've got your epic pregame and postgame covered with their Italian classics and sensational cocktails. Your senses will be on a joyride. And hey, listen to this. Everyone at the Titans Terrace gets a chance to bag a Gibson Guitars merch bundle, a $100 Mimo postgame gift card, or a weekend brunch for two. So why wait? Mimo Bar, where Nashville's heritage meets Italian flavor.
It's easy to think all money managers are pretty much the same, but at Fisher Investments, we're clearly different.
Different? How? You sell high commission investment products, right?
No, Fisher Investments doesn't sell any commission-based investment products.
Well, you must earn commissions on trades.
Nope, never at Fisher. We're a fiduciary, obligated to act in our client's best interest. It's the highest standard of care for a financial advisor.
How do you know what's in their best interest?
We get to know our clients and then tailor a portfolio based on their goals and needs.
But you probably sneak in some hidden and layered fees.
No, we have one transparent management fee, structured so we do better when our clients do better.
Wow, you really do look out for your clients.
That's because our top priority is helping them achieve a comfortable retirement. It might be why most of our clients come from other money managers. Visit FisherInvestments.com to find out why investors like you switch to us. Fisher Investments. Clearly different money management.
Investments and securities involve the risk of loss.
Vanderbilt football lives here.
This Saturday, it's reunion weekend as Vanderbilt football takes on Auburn at First Bank Stadium. Kickoff at 3, pregame coverage at 1:30.
Your home for the Commodores is 94.9 The Fan and the Fan app. You're listening to the Chase and Big Joe Show, brought to you by Regal Realty Group.
I got a hot date tonight. Hot date. Dinner with Fred. Dinner alone. Watching TV alone. All right. I'm gonna sit at home and ogle the ladies in the Victoria's Secret catalog. Sears catalog.
On 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Hey, this Wednesday and Friday, Robbie and Rex Road and this show will be broadcasting live at the grand opening of 2 new Dunkin' locations in Old Hickory. Wednesday will be at 511 Hadley Village Boulevard, and Friday at 14835 Lebanon Road. 102.5 The Game will be on site from 6 to 11 and have your chance to win tickets to an upcoming Nashville concert. Plus, there will be tons of giveaways. So come out and say hi and get you some coffee, some donuts, everything. Say hello to all of us. Chase and Big Joe here on 102.5, 106.3 The Game. As we continue to discuss the Titans and their win yesterday, Will Levis getting his nickname throughout the show, Wildebeest from Donovan. That's a good one. He has also sent us a picture of a wildebeest, so we appreciate that, Donovan.
Oh, thank God. I thought you were going to say you sent a picture of something else. All right, I feel better now.
All right,
man.
You had something. You've teased something else. So what else were you going to say?
Well, legendary games between the Steelers franchise and the Titans/Oilers franchise. And this is interesting to remember this because these games are always crazy. So the 1979 AFC Championship game played in January of 80, Pittsburgh played Houston in the AFC for, go to the Super Bowl. But in that game, there's a play, it's 17-10, late in the third quarter. Dan Pastorini hits Mike Renfro in the end zone for a touchdown. But the official on, I think it's former Nashville, he lives in used to, Don Orr, sees it happening, and Renfro catches a touchdown. Both feet are in, and he goes out of bounds. It's a touchdown. Well, the official doesn't call it, and he doesn't know. So he huddles with the other officials for a couple of minutes. While he's huddling with the officials, for the first time ever, TV shows the playback. TV shows that Renfro got both feet in bounds. So everybody's like, oh, it's a touchdown. It's 17-7. 17-17. Houston's got a shot at this. They're dominating this football game. They can come back. They can win the fourth quarter. Well, the officials go over and rule he was out of bounds. And that set people aflame. That got the wheels turning, Chase, for instant replay. It took 6 years to get instant replay going. But Don Shula says, 6 years, who chaired the committee, says it was the Renfro play being the key play we used to sell to the league owners. The owners didn't want replay. It was the fact that people sitting at home in their living room could see that the call was absolutely blown on the field, that it was missed, and yet the referees couldn't get that information and use it to fix the call. We were finally able, because of that football game and that play, to install instant replay. So instant replay came out of a Titans-Oilers-Steelers game all those years ago.
Wow. I didn't know that. That's interesting.
We'll ask John McClain about it on Wednesday, but yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Huh. I just learned something today. But I mean, can you imagine if replay didn't exist?
Oh, yeah. I mean, and that's the thing, is that before then, nobody, they run the play and that'd be it. But for some reason in the booth, they kept showing this play like he's in, and then things started turning like, why can't we overturn? It took years to overturn that call. And it was only fair that now I think replay is still hit and miss, but sometimes it works and teams get rewarded for that. So it's not an exact science.
Why do you think the offensive line looked better yesterday with Levis at quarterback?
I think they felt inspired. I think they felt at home. I think putting those Oilers jerseys on, I think the fact they said, I personally thought, look, man, that's not a privilege. That's an honor put that uniform on, and let's go out and show that we're in this league. We made the NFL for a reason. Let's play together. And they played great yesterday.
They did. I mean, and he had time. Now, I think he did a good job. Like, he was a pump faking machine. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, he used the pump fake how you should, and was able to manipulate the pocket. You know, use Brady was so good for so long that he could manipulate the pocket, whether he'd step up or he'd move side to side, but he'd stay in the pocket and buy himself a little more time. I thought Levis did a really good job of buying himself time, and then the offensive line deserves a ton of credit too for giving him that time. I mean, were they perfect? No, but I think that overall they looked much better yesterday, and I am curious if that was like you said, they were inspired. It's a rookie quarterback. You know, we got to make sure we take care of him, or if maybe this is a sign of things to come. Chris Hubbard did leave the game with a concussion. I think it was a concussion. And then and so they had to move some stuff around. Dillard was back in, but I thought overall that they did a good job.
Oh, I again, look, I was watching the game in the beginning when they came out in those Oiler uniforms. I was watching Twitter. I was fired up, and I'm an out of shape 55-year-old man. I'm like, I'm going to go play today. I'm going to get that done. And it was just kind of cool that I think all that led into the excitement yesterday. Levis playing well, defense playing well. I mean, the Falcons still had a chance to go down the field and could have done something had Van Jefferson caught that pass. And thankfully for Titans fans, he didn't catch it and they win. But I just think there was a lot of positive momentum heading into that game yesterday.
Jay Miles says, I think Levis was making checks at the line. That's why the O-line looked good. Levis obsesses with protection, and it showed. That very well may be true. I mean, I think he's a smart guy. He's a smart quarterback. So he's certainly, and kind of reading some of the quotes of some of the players, like he took command of the huddle, and they paid attention. So, again, that's a very good positive sign of things moving forward.
Yep, totally agree.
Andrew from Dover, this is interesting. Nobody cares about your fantasy team, except this is an interesting take here. I started Levis over Lawrence yesterday. So glad I went with my gut. Yeah, that worked out for you.
Wow.
I think you're probably in the minority.
Yeah, let me add as well that you're right. We do not care about your fantasy team.
It's okay. Will the Thrill, that's a nickname that's been thrown out there. Nickname for Levis that appeals to history geeks, Chairman Mayo, Todd from Bowling Green.
No, Chairman Mayo from China? No,
I don't.
He was one of the worst dictators in history. Ban that texture. That's terrible. Oh my goodness. One sent me a note and says, Jamal on Twitter says, my favorite nickname is not Tannehill or Malik.
Oh, I mean, like, if Tannehill comes back in, which again, don't rule it out that he may not have started his last game for this team. I know people don't want to believe that or hear that, but you talk about boos at Nissan Stadium, like poor Tannehill. They're showing him right now on NFL Network. They're going through the highlights from yesterday. I mean, and that's the thing that kind of bugs me is like, okay, Levis had a great game. If that's the way you go, that's the way you go. But Tannehill had some really good moments for this franchise, and it's like everybody just wants to forget that right now and just completely write him off. And, I mean, I've made my jokes, and, like next year, homecoming, that's when he'll get cheered. But it's just like, come on now. Like, let's give him a little bit of credit.
Yeah, and maybe it'll be homecoming will be during when it's the cold season, so he's got his hand warmers.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's getting cold out there. You got to put the hand warmers.
Will you explain that tweet for the masses who didn't know, which is one of the best tweets ever?
Yes. Okay, so when did Tannehill take over? Is this like 5 years ago?
2019.
Yeah. So it was his first start, and it was here, and I'm standing at the tunnel as the quarterbacks are running out. And so I get this great picture of Tannehill, and I tweet up like, Ryan Tannehill's ready to go, first start or whatever. And then I also get one of Mariota pointing up, and I tweet out, and Marcus Mariota is ready, ... to put on hand warmers. It's cold.
Yes.
And I have never, ever had a tweet just where I got destroyed. And probably deserved a little bit of it because it was a little unnecessary, but it was also like, it just proved that you could not say anything bad about Marcus Mariota. There are still people that like will probably tweet me right now and tell me to, go somewhere because you can't say anything bad about Marcus Mariota. And so yesterday I did the Tannehill may need some hand warmers. It's going to get cold soon, and had to reference my original tweet. But yeah, that's what it was. And just me being stupid. Really with you and Ricky on Twitter. That's kind of what inspired that.
As long as I can make you two laugh, we're to go. Before we go, I got this, some breaking news, not so big deal, but the Love You Blue uniforms unveiled by the University of Houston this season have been short-lived. The NFL has stepped in and said, stop it immediately. So the Houston Cougars cannot wear, and they look good. Those uniforms look good. Houston Cougars says you cannot use the Love You Blue uniforms anymore. Too bad, Houston.
I have something that you've been the tease guy today. Here's my tease. I have a little rant I want to go on coming up next about the Love You Blue uniforms and some media that maybe need to check the facts a little bit. We'll do that coming up next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
When you want all the
going in and the score, blast the score. He risks one, they score.
And don't forget the
oh, what a stop! Sliding across to make the save. Backhander, nice stop.
When all you want is Smashville, we have you covered. Hear every Predators game right here. We are your home for Smashville. 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
ElectronicExpress.com. We make it happen.
Willie Donick here for Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. The official brand perception report for doors and windows is in. Pella Windows and Doors are the leading brand among all others. A few reasons why. Pella is regarded as the highest quality, the most innovative, and the installers with Pella of Nashville lead the way for attention to detail. That's why Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville is one of Pella's top locations in the country. For new doors or windows, I suggest you choose the experts at Pella Windows and Doors of Nashville. Go to PellaNashville.com.
Come try Calabria Brick Oven Pizzeria. Their pizza is cooked to perfection, but that's not all they're known for. Try one of their delicious appetizers, salads, fresh calzones, and they have a full bar and dessert. Calabria has been a Mount Juliet staple for 7 years now and has a new location in the heart of Goodlettsville off Long Hollow Pike. Come join the family at Calabria. After all, life's too short to eat bad pizza.
All of us at 102.5 and 106.3 The Game want to recognize our active military, veterans, first responders, and educators with the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming. Still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home
1063 The Game. Now, your Game Center update.
This is Nick Frazier. The Tennessee Titans got a huge win at home yesterday against the Atlanta Falcons, 28-23. Coming into the game, rookie quarterback Will Levis was set to start. After Malik Willis fumbled a snap in the first series, it was Will Levis the rest of the way. Levis had a day to remember in his first career start with 4 passing touchdowns and 0 interceptions. That's not all. Wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins had not just 1 touchdown but 3 on the day. Hopkins scored the first touchdown of the season yesterday, capping off a full reception day for 128 yards. In other news around the NFL, the Colts lost to the New Orleans Saints 38-27, and the Houston Texans lost on a walk-off field goal to the Carolina Panthers 15-13. With those 2 losses in the division, it inches the Titans 1 win closer to getting back to a 500 record and are now 3rd in the AFC South. The Titans' next game is Thursday night in Pittsburgh against the Steelers. I'm Nick Frazier, and you're listening to 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
For more, follow us on Twitter at 1025 The Game or visit thegamenashville.com. Live from the Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical Studios. WPRT FM Pegram, WPUC HD2 Laverne.
Ross Chastain will be first to finish in the Ally 500 at Nashville Super Speedway.
Nashville's exclusive home for NASCAR. 1025 and 1063.
Checkered flag is in the air.
Man, this is a win in the cup race.
The Game.
A Cromwell media station.
Let me talk to you. Talking what's important to Nashville.
Sweet mother of God, what is the holdup?
This is the Chase and Big Joe Show.
Well, Lottie frickin' God!
With Chase McCabe and Big Joe Dubin. Brought to you by Regal Realty Group.
Good, great, grand, wonderful.
We're here on 1025 and 1063 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Hour number 2, Chase and Big Joe, 1025, 1063 The Game. Chase McCabe, Big Joe Dubin here on this Monday. Titans get the 28-23 win over the Atlanta Falcons at Nissan Stadium yesterday. 3-0 at Nissan Stadium this year. Back in the Love Ya Blue Oilers, Will Levis in his debut, 4 touchdowns, joins Marcus Mariota and Fran Tarkenton as the only quarterbacks in NFL history to do that in their debut. Pretty cool to be in that company. So I mentioned the Love Ya Blue uniforms and how good they looked. This was kind of like unofficially throwback weekend too. The Dolphins were in their old school uniforms. The Seahawks were in theirs. I feel like I'm missing a team. There was one more team that wore throwbacks this weekend, but do you know who the Dolphins look great? I love those Dolphins throwbacks.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Was it the Broncos? Did the Broncos have one of those, like the D on the?
No, it wasn't the Broncos. I'll look it up.
Look it up, Chase.
Who did the Browns play yesterday?
Seattle.
Okay, then yeah, it was Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle had it yet, right?
Yeah. I don't know. There's another one. Anyway, I was scrolling through Twitter, and I'm doing that right now because I'm trying to find. Here we go. I'm trying to find these tweets because there's a few members of both the national media and then media members that cover other teams that had to give their opinion on the whole Houston Oilers throwback uniforms. So Joe Shad covers the Dolphins, and he's been a national media member before and everything. I like Joe. I like his work. And on October 27th, he quoted another Nashville media member here and said, if we are being honest, it's patently absurd and disrespectful that the Titans would choose to wear Houston Oilers throwbacks. And he goes on to say, like, he tweets out a picture of J.J. Watt, and then he quotes the Titans that tweeted out what the field looked like. It says a work of art. He says reach, and then he's picking on people, and he goes, the nostalgia of the Houston Oilers isn't owned by any one person, and it never will be. I doubt the people of Tennessee feel an emotional connection to the Tennessee Oilers. This is exploiting and robbing memories from a city of a Houston thing. So
Who was that again?
Joe Shad.
I need to unfollow. I don't know if I follow that nonsense.
So that is exactly what I view that as not nonsense. Now, Albert Breer, he quoted Paul Kuharsky's video, and he goes, "A little conflicted because those do belong in Houston, but beautiful nonetheless." Okay, whatever. That's you can give that opinion. Correct me if I'm wrong, because I saw this floating around a lot. Because I don't remember. I was young. But did Bud agree that he would change the name so he could keep the history? Was that the whole deal?
Bud said a lot of things that nobody remembers or understood. I don't know.
That's what like a lot of people were saying, that Bud Adams basically agreed that he would change the name from the Oilers to the Titans so he could keep the Houston Oilers history, because I think a lot of people wanted the Texans to be able to be the Oilers and take the history like the Browns did, and then the Ravens essentially became its own franchise. My thing is, like, he founded the Houston Oilers. It's his. It's his. He can do whatever he wants with it. You don't have to like that. You can be pissed off about that. You can have an opinion about that. But facts are facts. Bud Adams founded the Houston Oilers, which moved to Tennessee and became the Tennessee Titans. It's his. It's now Amy Adams Strunk and her family. They can do what they want with it. So this whole "it belongs in Houston," and I'm sure if I lived in Houston, I'd feel a different way. You're right. I don't have the same emotional connection to those uniforms. I think they're cool. I think they look good. You know, I thought a lot about my dad yesterday because he would talk about the "Love You Blue" days and the whole Oilers fight song and all of that. But, like, I just – it's time to get over it. It really is.
Yeah.
Like, it's not going to change. Like, you do understand that, Joe Shad. It's not going to change. It's going to stay in the Adams family. Amy Adams Strunk is not going to come out today and go, "Well, we had a great throwback weekend, but out of the goodness of my heart, I've called the McNair family in Houston, and I've told them that starting next year they can be the Oilers." That's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So get over it. Like, it's just and you know what? Here's the other thing. Good on the NFL. Because the whole, when the University of Houston did that, like, I'm like, they look cool, but this isn't going to go away. There's going to be a little blowback to this. Good on them. Good on the NFL. It's not theirs. It's not. Yes, it was made famous in the city of Houston. It's not owned by the city of Houston. Just like if the Titans ever left here, that Tennessee, Nashville does not own the Titans. The Adams family does.
Right. Okay, example of that is, this is probably extreme, but the Chicago Bears were not originally the Chicago Bears.
Nope.
They were called the Decatur Staleys. So if they come out and wear they might have at one time wore the uniforms of the Decatur Staleys for a throwback. Do we get mad about that? Why do people want to just suck the fun out of life when this was really a fun day across the National Football League? I mean, it was a fun day to watch these throwbacks. It was nostalgic and everything. And now you got these bonehead writers who don't feel like they're relevant enough, and they got to do things like that. I think what the Arizona Cardinals were called something else at one time. I mean, I don't understand.
Well, they were the Chicago Cardinals, the St. Louis Cardinals, and then Arizona.
Yeah. So, all right, if they wore the uniforms of Chicago Cardinals back then,
or Phoenix Cardinals,
but the name is different. It's still the franchise.
You know what? You know what I don't hear? I don't hear Jets fans complaining about this current franchise being the Titans.
Yes, and the Titans had to get approval from either the Jets or the league to get the Titans name, and they got it.
Yeah,
from what I remember.
And the Texans, I don't think people in Kansas City are complaining about the Texans being the Texans.
Yeah, how dare them?
Thank you to Teresa Walker. She just sent me a text. Bud only changed the name due to customer demand in Tennessee. He never would have changed it if he didn't want to sell tickets for the new stadium.
Hey, you know what? Businessman.
Yeah.
Absolute genius businessman.
Because my thing is, if he had worked this deal with the NFL and had to change the name, to keep the history, then they would have never been the Tennessee Oilers.
Right.
They would have already gone to the Titans or whatever. But I just, everybody's got to complain about everything. That's all we do today. I'm sitting here, moaning about people moaning. But it's just like, just let it go. Just it is what it is. It was a great day. They looked awesome. They're going to do it again. It's a total troll job to do it again against Houston, but whatever. And so it's just whatever. Chris wants to weigh in on the Love You Blue uniforms. What's up, Chris?
Man, those uniforms yesterday, those look sick. And I wish the Titans would keep those colors forever and, change the, do something with the logo. I know they kind of rebranded themselves a couple years ago, but those uniforms looked amazing. And what a great day for Nashville yesterday. I think the Titans finally have a quarterback. And listen, for all the people moaning, I know Joe has this great pizza place. After you eat that pizza, you will not be moaning after that. Thanks, and have a great day.
Appreciate the call, Chris.
Right.
Okay, now I'll take it a step further based on his call. I love the uniforms. I did. They were awesome. But let it be special. Because then I would have an issue. Like if they decided to go back and not necessarily be the Oilers, but basically do the uniform with the Titans, then okay, that's where I think you draw the line. Like, let's create our own history here, and we've done that in the last 25 years. Now, do I think the Titans have ever had a uniform that gives me the same feeling that the Love You Blue uniforms or the Cowboys or some of these iconic uniforms do? No. I think that, they've looked – I've never loved the Titans uniforms. I'll just say it. I've never loved them. Like the current ones that they're wearing now, I don't love them. I like the blue helmet, but I think I love a white helmet more. So I mean, you can rebrand, and I would love it if they could find, just one that's going to be iconic and is going to stick, and that's how they're going to look. But I think those days are gone. I think that the only historic teams have been able to do that. Like the Browns have never. Well, the Browns have changed their look, but they finally went back to their historic look where they needed to be. Haslam changed them a few years ago, and it was dumb. But, the Cowboys have pretty much always had the same look. I wish the Dolphins would go back to their old look. They've done variants. The Broncos, we mentioned the other day, it'd be cool for them to go back to the Orange Crush. And that look.
I told you that's why Pat Bowlen. The rumor was he switched the D to the Bronco, because if you move the team, then you wouldn't have to adopt. You just move the Bronco with them and not with the D. But he stayed there, and that the original D on the helmet is just. I mean, it makes you feel 15 again. It's so beautiful.
615-737-1025. Edward wants to weigh in on the unis. Edward, what's up?
Hey guys, I love your show. Appreciate what you do. I love that uniform. The name that pops in my mind when I see it, Curly Culp. I think we all remember him, defensive lineman there. Great Oiler. The other comment, I don't want to question the intelligence of fans, but this is one game with a quarterback that looks promising. The caller before me said, "Oh, we got our quarterback now. Let's give it about 6 games, see what happens, and then go from there." That's all I had. Love your show.
Appreciate the call. Thanks, Edward.
Thank you. Hey, man, Edward, thanks for the call, but we love to overreact to things, and so we're going to get Levis his nicknames when he hits it big. You're able to say, hey, on the Chase and Big Joe show, they came up with that nickname. And then it's all about, at the end of the day, it's all about us.
Right. People are weighing in on this, and like the text of the day, how much jazz music's being played in Utah? I mean, yeah, look, I mean, think about that, because that is one thing. Like with the Lakers, probably one of the most famous franchises in sports, the Los Angeles Lakers. That name makes no sense because they were Minneapolis, and they never changed the name. And we don't complain about that. You think people in Minnesota are complaining about that? Like, oh, we want our Lakers name back. They don't care. Just like New Orleans doesn't care. I mean, does the Utah Jazz make sense? No.
No.
But nobody cares. Like, it just, you move on.
Well, it's closer to home. The Grizzlies?
Yeah, Vancouver Grizzlies. Yeah, How many Grizzly Bears do you see walking in Memphis playing the Blues?
Depends on who you ask.
Yeah, well, yeah. Good point. One time One time we got into a discussion, I think it was with you and Pogue, about when the Sounds moved over to First Horizon and they replaced Ozzie Cougar with Booster.
Right.
And I was like, yeah, Booster makes more sense. How many Cougars do you see walking around Nashville?
I used to see a lot of Cougars at the Boundary back in the day, in the early 2000s. There were a lot of them around there. There were a lot of Cougars at the Boundary back in the day.
No doubt. 615-737-1025. Having a fun show today. We'll take more of your reaction to the Titans win and what's next moving forward on a short week. It's Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
He knows Nashville sports.
And you've got Mike Vrabel in what feels like sort of a back against the wall game. They're at their best.
And he's not scared to tell it like it is.
They need to go on the road and win a game.
He is Outkick's Chad Withrow.
16 5-star players and 52 4-star players.
Withrow joins Stillman and Company every Friday at 5. Brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino.
They still have all of the talent.
On 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
Whatever your destination in life, you can get there easier with a checking account from F&M Bank. At F&M, our checking accounts give you the tools you need to manage your money well, like our smart free checking account that's actually free. Because sometimes the basics are more than enough, making lives better by making banking easier. Come see us at one of our branches or online at myfmbank.com. F&M Bank, banking made easy on purpose. Member FDIC.
Hey, it's Jared from my friends at Hiller. If you have some things around your home that you've been putting off fixing, like your regular HVAC maintenance or a clogged bathroom drain, Hiller has some big discounts this month. When the temperature drops and you start using your heater for the first time, you do not want to be dealing with breakdown issues, and this month, Hiller is offering half off HVAC tune-up. And Hiller is bringing back their $99 drain cleaning special. These deals only last this month, so be sure to call today. That's Hiller Plumbing, Heating, Cooling, and Electrical, proud supporters of the Preds of Falls and Vandy. Hiller, call the Happy Face Truck today.
Prince's Hot Chicken is Nashville's original hot chicken restaurant, serving up the gold standard of hot chicken for almost 100 years. Whether you get their tenders, wings, whole chicken, their Andre chicken sandwich, or one of their fabulous sides, you will not be disappointed with this Nashville staple. Ranging from plain to mild to hot, Prince's has something for everyone. There's even the XXX hot flavor for the adventurous types. You've been warned. Prince's Hot Chicken has multiple locations in Nashville, with their newest location now open in the Tanger Outlets in Antioch. Prince's, Nashville's original hot chicken.
This year, Boys and Girls Club of Middle Tennessee celebrates its 120th anniversary. Through time, BGCMT continues to evolve to enable all young people, especially those who need us most, to reach their full potential as productive, caring, and responsible leaders. Because of your continued support, BGCMT has remained strong and is committed to supporting our youth and solidifying our mission and culture in new exciting ways for 120 years. Visit bgcmt.org today.
Doug. With Liberty Mutual, you can customize and save hundreds on your car insurance. But what to buy with those savings? Yep, I bought a sound effects machine.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty. Jim Gaffigan here with some more Straight Talk. Now you can get a Walmart Plus membership, plus not pay for it, because it's included with Straight Talk wireless plans. You get free delivery with Walmart Plus a Paramount Plus subscription included. Plus, you pay less for gas. That's a lot of pluses.
Only Straight Talk gives you unlimited 5G data and Walmart Plus included on select plans for free.
Straight Talk Wireless, available at Walmart.
Requires service on Gold or Platinum Unlimited. One offer per eligible account. Paramount Plus Essential Plan only. Separate registration required. Additional terms apply.
Vanderbilt football lives here.
This Saturday, it's Reunion Weekend as Vanderbilt football takes on Auburn at First Bank Stadium. Kickoff at 3, pregame coverage at 1:30.
Your home for the Commodores is 94.9 The Fan and the Fan app. You're listening to the Chase and Big Joe Show.
Does your father know you're working here?
It was his idea.
In that case, I'll have a whiskey sour.
On 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
You must try to ignore that it means more than that. Oh, what's love got to do? Got to do
Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3, The Game. Lil Tina bringing us back here on a Monday. Titans win 28-23. Joe, what's love got to do with it?
Really, it's inflamed all these so-called writers of the world.
Yeah, Brian says, now Brian's mad at me. Chase, why are we giving this complainer from the Texans? He's not. He covers the Dolphins anytime. We validate him when we give discussion anytime at all because he's looking for a little bit of recognition. That's it. Brian and Henderson.
I get it, but sometimes you have to be called out upon your really dumb takes, and he needs to be called out.
Listen, people are going to complain and moan, and I'm going to complain and moan about their complaining and moaning. Okay? That's what this is. That's how this works. It goes round. It's a round and round. I mean, Jared's made a career out of it. Come on. Let's just chill.
Hey, real quick, I was reading Joe Shad. He had a thing about the Dolphins are playing in Germany next week.
Yeah.
And so they're leaving for Germany tomorrow or late today. And it's asked Mike McDaniel why. Mike McDaniel says, I wanted to get settled and get into a routine. Let's use the player day off to spend some good time together. And then I'm going to do some science stuff that I'm not going to bore you with. Mike McDaniel.
I love Mike McDaniel.
Right?
Great. You were at the Dolphins game yesterday, right?
Yes.
So what'd you think seeing them live and in person?
How absolutely fast. I've never seen a team in my life that fast, ever. And look, and Derek Mason will tell you this, and so will Chris Sanders. There's track fast, there's football fast, okay? These guys are football fast. I mean, they are unbelievable. And you're like, oh my goodness. So when the Titans go down to that Monday Night Football game, it's going to be, I don't know how it's almost impossible to stop. I mean, you stop them, but Chase, they're so fast and they've got guys going everywhere. It's fun to watch.
Yeah. I mean, I watching on TV, I feel that way, but I'll tell you this, like, I know that even though he had a bad day yesterday and he got hurt and he had the flu, Mahomes is still certainly in the MVP discussion. Jalen Hurts, I think Tua has to be. He has to be in the MVP race right now with the way that he's been playing.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have a good commander running that offense, and he's doing perfect. And that's, the joke was a few weeks ago, Mike McDaniel calls plays like his parents are out of town for the weekend. It's one of the greatest lines I've ever heard about a coach, and some of the creative stuff. It's like, you got, trips to the right. You got guys who take off and go different directions, and one guy goes back. It's insane, the offense they run, but it's a lot of fun, and the NFL needs that.
I know that you and Bill Belichick are friends. Did you go give him a hug yesterday?
We high-fived, and I said, what's going on, man? He's like, I'm on the Foxborough. And I was like, okay, whatever. And
cool.
He goes, I'll see you at Puckett's in Franklin in the offseason.
Nice. And then you guys play Bunko on Tuesday nights, right?
Bunko, and then we do early morning pickleball on Wednesday.
Okay. Well, good. Well,
yeah, it's fun.
He may have more time to do that after this season. You never know.
Right.
But anyway, so yes, the Dolphins continue. And I'll say this too. I watched I got home from the Titans game and watched some of the afternoon games. There's a sleeping giant that has woken up.
Ooh.
And his name is Joe Burrow.
Oh yeah, that's right.
They are
good yesterday.
Yeah, they've been looking good. I mean, I think that ass whipping that they got here, that's what woke them up. Like that was one of the worst games that Joe Burrow's ever played in his life. And he was done by halftime, was basically like, get me out of here.
Oh, you know what's funny you say about that is that got the Bengals going. And so 2000, there's a book that came out about Bill Belichick called The Patriot Reign. In 2002, a guy followed the team, and so they remember this, and Derek Mason will remember this too. They came to Nashville in a Monday Night Football game, and Bill Belichick said he had never seen a football team of his be physically whipped the way the Titans whipped his football team on a Monday night. And he swore in the offseason because of that game, it's in the book, that he never wanted to be whipped that bad and wanted to kind of tweak his game, his football team, and things that he did because of the butt kicking that Derek Mason and his teammates put on the Patriots in 2002.
Well, he probably should go read his book Again.
Right.
Because he's been through a lot of butt whippings. But, yeah, I mean, the AFC North, that's a really interesting division. I mean, I know the AFC East, the Jets hanging around, beat a pitiful Giants team but needed overtime to do it yesterday. But they've won 3 in a row. The Dolphins at 6-2, Bills at 5-3. But then the AFC North, Ravens at 6-2, and then you got Steelers, Browns, Bengals all at 4-3. Then the Bengals have won 3 in a row. Like, they're coming. They're gonna. I don't know if they end up winning that division. I think Baltimore is going to win that division, but they're going to be in the conversation and they're going to be in the playoffs before the year's done. So
totally agree with you.
I think you let a good. That's how you know. And this is the test for the Titans. This is where you can find out if a team is good or not. Record doesn't always tell you if a team is good or not. It's how they respond. In fact, I went and watched JP2 and FRA Friday night, and FRA won big, and they were coming off their first loss of the season to CPA. They had put up over 20 points against their opponents every week except for CPA. They only put up 7. And so I was listening to head coach Justin Geisinger after the game, and he said to his team, he goes, I wanted to see what you did with an opportunity that you haven't had yet. And that opportunity was to respond. And they responded. That's when you find out what a team really is. How do you respond when you're faced with adversity? And so Cincinnati gets their butt kicked here. They win 3 in a row. The Titans have been very inconsistent. They win yesterday with a rookie quarterback. What's the response going to be Thursday? That's when you find out if a team's good or not, of how they handle all the adversity. And
Can
so
you imagine, Chase, if they go up there Thursday and they put a whipping on the Steelers and Levis is great? Again, why can't he be? Let's find out. Let's hope he is. Hope he does great. My goodness.
Yeah. I mean, look, if Friday morning we're starting this show going, all right, the Titans beat the Steelers by 2 touchdowns. We're having a really different conversation because then they're 4-4. It will be an interesting one for sure. But we'll talk to Jonathan Hutton from Outkick. We'll get his thoughts on yesterday's game, Will Levis, and much more. We'll do that next. Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
If it's important to Nashville,
I'll put it out right now.
It's important to Jared Stillman.
Like, that's it.
He's not afraid to ask the tough questions.
Something is going on, and the question is, what does it mean?
Or give the strong opinion.
And just needed the bozo offensive coordinator to stop ruining the quarterback.
Stillman and Company. Weekdays at 2 on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game and the Game Nashville app.
The holidays are a time of celebration and Thanksgiving. It's a time to host friends and family in your home to enjoy good food and good times. The last thing you need is an unexpected issue. If you're planning a gathering this season, take a few minutes to bring out the home experts from Lee Company. For heating, plumbing, electrical, and all your home improvement needs, Lee Company has you covered. Visit LeeCompany.com today and schedule your first appointment online. Lee Company, all you need.
Predators fans, Brewhouse South in Cool Springs, Brewhouse Highway 100 in Bellevue, and Brewhouse West on Charlotte Avenue is your home for hockey action all season long. They are Predators approved and all the games are on, and they'll even give you the sound. Get awesome game day drink specials on Blue Note Bourbon and Black Abbey Beer. When you think hockey, think Brewhouse South in Cool Springs, Brewhouse Highway 100 in Bellevue, or Brewhouse West on Charlotte Avenue. Go Preds! Nashville's Best Deals is a great place to save cash fast. Get up to half off or more on dining and entertainment at thegamenashville.com/deals. Check back often for new featured deals and save money now at thegamenashville.com/deals.
Hey, it's John Tesh. You know, we've all felt the impact of inflation on everything from food to housing to gas. But most people don't realize the cost of your home and auto insurance is also likely to go up. With the rising cost of building materials, car parts, and labor, even the insurance companies are taking a hit, which means you will too. So if you're working with a company that only has one option and not a company that shops multiple carriers to find the best deal, you're wasting your money. It's why you should be working with Zander Insurance. They represent over 24 top insurance companies that are competing for your business. meaning you get the right home and auto coverage at the lowest prices this year and every year. And Xander's service can't be beat, I know from experience. Just check out their reviews. Saving money has to be a priority these days. Go to Xander.com or call 800-356-4282 and find out how much you can save. You'll see why over 500,000 families trust Xander.
In any work environment, culture is the most important thing. And what makes up the culture? The people. Hey, this is General Manager Sean Ford with Cromwell Media. And this month, we have several celebrating their anniversary working with us. From our corporate office, Janice Russell is celebrating 33 years and Dorothy Black, 29. Robbie Stanley and Joe Rexroad, the duo that make up our morning show on 102.5 The Game, are celebrating 3 years. And Connor Newt, who works for 102.5 behind the scenes, is celebrating 1 year with us as well. If you're looking for a new career, reach out to us at together@cromwellmedia.com. Love what you do, love where you work.
Hey, if you missed our show, you can get it on demand. Just search for the Chase and Big Joe Show podcast on Apple, Spotify, or any podcast platform.
Chase and Big Joe are on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
Chase and Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. Hoping to catch up with Jonathan Hutton here in just a few minutes from Outkick. We're presented by Regal Realty Group. And you can weigh in on our phone and text line, 615-737-1025, driven by WilsonCountyHyundai.com. We talked about this a little bit earlier, JoJo, with the Titans, that I think you certainly have to look at this game as all three phases did their part. Like, there were even a couple of good returns, punt returns, that I thought gave them good field position. But the defense obviously did their job. I was curious of what the secondary was going to look like without Kevin Byard, and they made some plays, but the front seven put so much pressure on either Ritter or Taylor Heineke that they didn't really have to. I mean, the front seven really took the pressure away from the secondary, and then obviously the offense did a good job moving the ball. Had to use a lot of deep passes to DeAndre Hopkins and then Nick Westbrook-Akine, but Derrick Henry did a really good job moving the ball down the field, had over 100 yards.
Yeah, I agree. It could not have gone any better for Mike Vrabel and that team. What happened yesterday? They were tested. They rallied. Will Levis did great. Offensive line looked great. The front seven kicked tail. The special teams did well. The crowd was into it. I mean, that was almost a perfect day if you were a Titans fan or with that football team.
Yep, exactly. So now they have to move on to a short week. Mike Vrabel is going to speak right at 11 o'clock. So Caroline, Willie, and D-Mace will have that for you. We'll kind of see what the game plan is for them as they head to Pittsburgh to take on the Steelers on Thursday Night Football. And look, this is honestly, if I could pick a coach for Will Levis to have to play in his second game, it would be Mike Tomlin, because I think Mike Tomlin will know how to test a rookie quarterback.
I mean, he was 22-4, which we saw, that was 3 years ago. But, rookie quarterbacks typically don't do well after their first start. And Tomlin's a defensive genius, so it'll be a battle. This will be an amazing test. Gives me a reason to watch Thursday night games, because you go searching for them on the Amazon streaming part of that. And so it'll be fun to watch that and see what happens.
Yeah. What local channel has it? Do we know?
Do they do that still?
Yes.
I don't know
yes.
if they do. Okay.
It is a rule.
Well, I did not know that. I am sorry.
I will find out. I will look.
Yes, I did not know that.
Taylor on the text line asked, I think it's on 5. I think it's on CBS.
On CBS!
Yes. But Taylor asked on the text line if we talked about the offensive line yet. Yeah, I mean, I thought the offensive line played well yesterday. They matched up, with Levis behind them. I think Levis did a good job with checkdowns and, looking at what was coming at him and made some adjustments. But I thought overall, is it safe to say that might have been the best game this year for the offensive line as a whole?
Oh, absolutely. Chargers game wasn't bad. Bosa got some pressure on Tannehill, but I think all given what happened yesterday, I think it's pretty good.
Yeah. So, I mean, I think you'll take that all day long if you can continue to get that kind of production out of that offensive line. I mean, I don't know if it made that big of a difference with changing the quarterback or what, but like I will take that all day long.
I'm with you, brother. Where's Hutton?
Trying to track him down. Thanks to our man Brian McKeegan, he has confirmed Channel 5 has it. So
okay,
it's on the nickel.
I mean, it's gonna be massive ratings because people are going to see how Levis does against, probably the number 2 iconic or number 1 iconic NFL team on a Thursday night.
Our buddy Raymond and Franklin, who always just has to be the Baby Ruth in the punch bowl, comes here and says, "Get ready for the Malik show once Levis is knocked out of the game. Let's go Steelers." Now, why would you wish for that man to get knocked out?
I'm trying to think who this is.
I don't know. I used to think it was Stillman's burner account, but I don't think so.
Maybe Rex Rhodes schizophrenic, and it's that other side, that crazy side of it.
That's funny.
Could be, yeah. So we nailed it down. Yeah, you're right. Why wish they get hurt? I don't get that. You know what? I'll give you that.
Yeah, no, don't do that. I mean, like, you can be a Steelers fan and you can hope that the Steelers win and all of that, but don't wish for a guy to get hurt. But I am curious of how he, what the response is. Again, there's a response for a win. There's a response after a loss. I mean, you're going to get cocky and arrogant or, I loved his answer. I got about 12 minutes to enjoy this, and then it's on to the Steelers.
Yeah,
I loved that answer.
Yep.
I have no problem with that whatsoever.
We asked earlier about early nickname for Will Levis, and two that made me laugh, Chase, on our text line, 615-737-1025, was Third String King.
That's a good one.
And the Bluegrass Badass.
Ah, yes. I saw one that was Bluegrass Bomber, and I like that too.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so that's a good one.
I like that.
Yeah, and I love that, like, of course you got the Kentucky, Tennessee beats Kentucky this weekend, and then you got people going like, well, they may have won the battle, but we won the war with Will Levis. I'm like, I don't know about that. Tennessee's won, what is it, 33 of the last 36?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that war has been done.
Long time ago.
like, come on. I was at a game about 5 years ago in Knoxville, and Kentucky had a good team. Like, it was one of those years where it's like, oh, yeah, this could be the year. They never got off the bus. Like, they never got off. I guess Butch would have still been there. But
what year was this?
It was 18, maybe
17. They lost. Butch up there in 17. In fact, that was the 2017 Tennessee lost to Kentucky.
No, then it wasn't that. No, they won. They beat the crap out of Kentucky. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Kentucky never got off the bus. So I can't. But I
remember
think
the game. I think it was 2011 where Kentucky used a backup punter / quarterback and beat Tennessee, and Derek Dooley didn't talk to the media for like 50 days. It was crazy.
I'm sorry. I'm reading Raymond's text. All these texts keep coming in. Raymond and Franklin once again says, easy jokes. Got to see him play live yesterday. Had an excellent game, but hopefully he poops the bed Thursday. Is that better, Chase? Yes, thank you.
I bet he saw the game from that luxurious press box writing for The Athletic.
Maybe so. Maybe so.
Chase, was it 2015? The final score was 52-21.
No, it would have been no.
It was 2013.
No, it was later than that.
2018? They had a 24-7 win.
He got fired. Butch's last year was 17.
So maybe it wasn't Butch. Who was after Butch? Was
Pruitt?
Pruitt.
Was Pruitt? No, then it went. Hang on. Did they win in 16 in Knoxville?
Yes.
Then that may have been it.
They won 49-36 in 2016.
Then I think that might have been it. I don't know. I'm finding out.
They were putting up big numbers, by the way, from 2015 to 36. I mean,
I could have
49,
sworn Bush
52.
was still the coach. Like,
13 to 2017, got fired after the Missouri game at Missouri.
okay. I don't know. I'll have to look this up because nobody seems
Look it up, man.
Everybody keeps saying 2018, so that would have been Pruitt. Okay, then I guess it was Pruitt. Wow. Well, maybe I did see a Jeremy Pruitt game, and I just chose to not think about it. That whole mess.
It's because to show you how much, like, time flies when you're having fun.
And let me go ahead and say this too. I was a little fuzzy, because of things I had consumed at the time. There's a great video of me with the band singing Rocky Top, so that probably has a lot to do with my misremembering here.
We might have to find that video.
We got to find that
Joe,
video.
do you have any connections
we have the
to that?
video. Yeah, 2018. It was 2018. So that's
We'll find that video somehow.
So that would have been Pruitt's first year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
That's when it was. Yeah. So they won that game. It's time. Coming up next, we'll put a bow on the Titans and yesterday's win against the Falcons, and we'll get to celebrity birthdays. You can give us more of your nicknames for Will Levis, 615-737-1025. That's all next. Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game.
Announcing Fast Pace Healthcare is opening a new walk-in urgent care clinic in Antioch at 3556 Murfreesboro Pike this Thursday, November 2nd. 102.9 The Buzz, 102.5 The Game, and 102.1 The Ville will all be there to help celebrate. Come by and check it out.
Calling all sweet tooths, head to Nashville Toffee Company, a place where rich, chocolatey daydreams are created from a secret family recipe generations in the making. Their toffees and candies are handcrafted in Nashville using all natural, kosher-certified ingredients. Sweet creamery butter, pure cane sugar, premium roasted nuts, deep rich chocolate, and sea salt. Visit NashvilleToffeeCompany.com or drop by their headquarters on Air Lane Drive for a positively hassle-free shopping experience. Whether you're buying for 1 or 100, Nashville Toffee Company is here to make your holiday gift giving easy.
It's time to celebrate this fall and unleash the beast. Monster Brewing proudly presents to you Beast Unleashed. 0 caffeine, 0 sugar, all the adult beverage fun. The Beast is unleashed with great taste, bold familiar flavors, and 6% alcohol. Go wild with Mean Green, White Haze, Peach Perfect, and Scary Berries. Don't fear the Beast. Enjoy Beast Unleashed at your next tailgate or football party. Drink responsibly. Must be 21 and over.
To know what makes Genesis Diamonds so special, you have to understand its origin. Back when owner Boaz Ramon used to sell diamonds only to jewelry stores.
I was selling to more than 700 jewelry stores. I didn't like what I saw.
What he saw in retail stores was grossly inflated prices, limited selection, pricing games, and a sales process that put the customer at a disadvantage. And it motivated this wholesaler to start his own retail revolution.
My passion was to build a place where the customer is going to be very informed. We're not going to hide any information from him. We're not going to have to get diamonds from other people. We're not going to mark up our prices to mark them down.
So Genesis was born. No middleman markups, no commission salespeople, industry-leading warranties, 30 times the selection, a no-holds-barred diamond education that empowers the customer, and a refreshing, relaxed, no-pressure atmosphere.
We created a place where the consumer is the king.
Come and get the royal treatment today. Genesis Diamonds, Green Hills and Cool Springs.
Blue Raider fans, your home for all the MTSU football and men's basketball action is on 93.3 Classic Hits and 95.1 Classic Hits in the borough. Catch the action all season long with Chip Walters on the call. Go Blue Raiders!
Just a minute, don't hang up.
Hey, we want to hear from all of you. Give us a call or text at 615-737-1025.
Hello. You'll have to speak up. I'm wearing a towel.
Our phone line driven by Wilson County Hyundai.
Chase and Big Joe are on 102.5 and 106.3 The Game.
With the Tennessee Oilers, red, white, and blue.
Chasing Big Joe, 102.5, 106.3 The Game. I had to bust this out. I was very disappointed I did not hear this yesterday. I knew I wouldn't, but I wanted to so bad.
Oh, that's great.
Ronnie
I
Dunn.
heard they played that at the Vanderbilt, and nobody knew what to do. Like, what? Everybody looking around like, what is, Tennessee, it's funny because Tennessee Oilers, red, white, and blue. Tennessee Oilers going, get on over you. That's all I remember that song.
It was like I forgot they gave them out, like, or something. Like they had.
They did.
In 97. It was 97.
98.
Was it 98 when they
98.
did it? Okay, yeah, because it was the first year in Nashville. You're right. So 98. So it was after the Memphis year, and they handed all these out. And remember when they announced later in the year that they were going to be the Titans, he redid it, and there was like where the Tennessee Titans big bat in blue. I was like, what? What does that even mean?
Oh, and I love Ronnie Dunn. I think he's one of the best country music singers of all time. And it was just odd at the time. But now it's like, I hear that song, I laugh because I think how far this franchise and city has come since then.
Oh, I mean, see, that's the thing that I think is so important about like what we have here at this station with you, with me, with Jared, with, Robbie, people that Willie's been in this market for forever. Derek obviously lived it. That, we remember 25 years ago. We remember before the Predators, before the Titans, when the whole NFL Yes movement. There was so many people moving here every day. They don't know that history, and that history is very important because there was a time where it's like you got Pete Weber and Terry Crisp teaching hockey 101 classes because nobody knows what icing means. And
I know.
Right. I mean, and there were 7 people that would show up to games, and that's obviously an exaggeration, but it wasn't like it is now. And then with the Titans, they played the year in Memphis, and so like, did we care? In 97, did we care? I don't think I really cared.
I was working at Channel 2 at the time, so my perspective is from that angle, and a few did. Just nobody went down to the Liberty Bowl. I mean, just, the Raiders game, the opening game.
I didn't have a connection. Like, I didn't feel the connection with them. And, like, I think I've told you this story before. So Thanksgiving Day, they played in Dallas. And my dad got to go, and I was pissed that I didn't get to go because the Cowboys were my favorite team. And I think the Oilers won that game. I think they went down there and won.
Yeah, they did.
But like, that was the first time that I'm like, okay, this is like, I'm conflicted. Like, I felt a little bit of conflict because it's like, okay, this is my new team that's going to be here, but they're playing in Memphis right now. So I don't know if I should like them. And then they're playing my old team, or my old team sucks because I forgot who the quarter. Well, I guess Aikman was still there at that point, but they weren't very good. So it was just like, I was very conflicted. And then when they actually played at Vanderbilt, it was still like it didn't feel like the NFL yet. It wasn't until 99 when it was like, everything is ours. The uniforms, the name, the stadium, all that stuff. But like, that stuff, to talk about that is important because, now, like, we never would have dreamed about having some of the conversations that we have on a daily basis when it comes to this team because we had never lived that before. It was all like, oh, this is so new and exciting and great. We love this. And now it's like the coach is a meathead. Like, those are the conversations that we're having. So,
well, first thing about the icing thing, I said I knew about icing because you don't get to be 335 pounds by not knowing about icing. I just did not know about hockey icing. And I knew, Chase, when I went to that, I covered the game, the Steelers and the Oilers at the Liberty Bowl, that for all that went down there, it was sold out, 65,000, 60,000 there. And there were maybe 1,000 Oiler fans. It was all Pittsburgh. And my thinking was, this is going to be difficult when these teams come to Nashville because, like you said, you had no connection at the time. But as we've said, winning solves everything. And once that team started winning in 99, we felt emboldened. We felt empowered. Like, this is the city's football team. They're winning. Look at us now. We beat our chest because of what that football team did and continues to do.
Yep. And so they got to continue to build maybe around Will Levis. Could the Will Levis era be underway? Mike Vrabel going to address the media in about 10 minutes. Caroline, Willie, and D-Mace will have that for you. But as we always do at this time, let's get to celebrity birthdays.
All right, here we go. First birthday today, Chase.
You all right there?
Yeah, I'm good. Is the Fonz, Henry Winkler. How old is Henry Winkler today?
Didn't we just have this like a few months ago?
We had it a year ago.
83.
79.
78.
Wow.
Dr. Crane rolling on this. Dr. Crane, you make house calls?
I can. You know, I was at a.
Wait, whoa. I don't want you in my house.
I mean, I was at an event this past weekend, and it was for, PA graduation and whatever. And they were talking about all the doctors stand up and say the oath. I was like, I'm not a qualified doctor, but I'm a radio qualified doctor.
Yes, you are, man. All
If
right,
you had stood
Harry,
up.
You should have. Harry Hamlin. He's the next one. How old is Harry Hamlin? He was on LA Law. Handsome young man.
58.
57?
71.
Nice.
Oops.
Kevin Pollak, who does the best Christopher Walken impression. How old is Kevin Pollak?
He's been up here before, hasn't he?
He has.
I'm going to say 57.
48.
66.
Jeez.
Another person that's been up to the studio, Gavin Rossdale, the lead singer of Bush.
Lives in Nashville, I believe. 49.
54.
57. You guys are great today.
Yep.
Really good. Let's see who else. Let's go down here.
Dr. Crane has one.
Yeah, that's right. Grace Slick, Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship, whatever. Grace Slick, how old is she?
79.
71.
82. Bass player of the Eagles, Timothy B. Schmidt, how old is he?
73.
This is tough. I'm going to go 77.
76. Good job, Dr. Crane. Country singer T. Graham Brown.
Oh, no, his son.
Charlie Brown?
Yes, 80.
87.
Obviously, you don't know his son well enough. He's 69.
Nice.
Good job there.
Said I knew his son, not him.
Oh,
I know, but still. The guy that does Cash Cab, very funny man, comedian, Ben Bailey. How old is he?
By the way, Keith goes, Chaser, it's birthdays. They only have one a year. Thanks.
That's why you asked me. You said, did we just do this? I, said,
I felt like we just did that.
A year ago, we did it.
Who'd you ask about?
Cash Cab host Ben Bailey.
47.
55.
53. Dr. Crane smoking it. Good job, buddy. Let's see if we got one more. This is it just for the gigs of this. It is newscaster Andrea Mitchell from NBC.
58.
53.
77.
Man.
Good job, guys. Chaser is shut out 3-0.
Yeah,
Nick Frazier did a Greg Maddox on him. Wasn't pretty, enough finesse. Chase didn't get anything done. So there you go. Well done, boys.
Painted the corners. That's what he did. Titans or Oilers get the win 28-23 yesterday against the Falcons. And I know Caroline, Willie, and D-Mace and Jared will continue to break that down throughout the day. We will go ahead and step out early, so give them time to get in for the press conference that will begin at 11 o'clock with Mike Vrabel. Look forward to hearing his comments after he has watched the film. JoJo, safe travels. We'll see you back in here tomorrow.
Yeah, as always, to our guys out there, listen, we love you. We think about you. If you're struggling, please reach out and talk to somebody. You can reach out to us anytime. We'll talk to you. As I tell you every single day, our world is a better place because you guys are here. So please, if you're struggling, let us help. See you tomorrow, Chase.
Absolutely. We'll talk to you tomorrow at 9. Caroline, Willie, and D-Mace coming up next. 102.5, 106.3, The Game.